right, everyone, we are live. We got sound this time. All right. Got a tornado warning for the southwest part of the state, and we have severe thunderstorm warnings for also the west side of the state, and this would include areas like Wayland, Holland, Allegan, stuff like that. Now that is going to be, let's see here. That is going to be until 6:15 p.m. Storms are moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. And the severe warning is going to be for gusts up to 60, hail up to 1 inch. We did have reports of hail that were 2.5 inches in diameter in northwestern Indiana down here. So definitely something to keep an eye out for. But if this tornado warned storm keeps on the same path, that would unfortunately be going pretty much right into Kalamazoo as it moves off to the northeast at about, like I said, 50 miles per hour or so. We can switch over to different modes here. So we can take a look at velocity. And again, this kind of shows us the wind in the storm. Green is towards the radar, red is away from the radar. Now, sometimes when you're far away from the radar, like here, since the radar is all the way up in Grand Rapids, you got to look a little deeper, a little differently. However, we are getting some indications that there is definitely some motion away from the radar. We can probably put on storm relative velocity. That would help. There we go. So now we have the green moving towards the radar, red moving away from the radar. And that's when we can see the spin there. And again, that's moving off to the northeast at 50 miles per hour. And that would be heading right towards Dowagiac. So it is time for Dowagiac to be in their safe place. And again, this is radar indicated, but hail could also be up to 2 inches in diameter. This is in Michigan. And we do have that tornado threat for the southern part of the state. If I can switch it over here, go to Storm Prediction Center. First of all, we'll get the other live people going over there as well. Here we go. That red area that you see is the additional tornado watch that was just added. They were talking about adding it a little while ago, but that tornado watch has been added. Go to the National Weather Service here and show you. So notice that tornado watch now includes Grand Rapids, Ionia, Lansing, Jackson, Kalamazoo, and down toward Hillsdale. Now, this is not in effect yet for Flint or Detroit. If they are added, they would be added a little bit later on. But it does include Lenawee and Monroe counties down towards Toledo. But again, it does not include Flint and Detroit as of right now. So back over to the radar. Again, we're seeing some tightening up, some really bright colors there. Now, this is pretty far away from the radar beam. So that means that this is hitting it up in the cloud a little bit further. It does look like there's some rotation here as well. I wouldn't be surprised if this storm gets warned, and this is southwest of Allegan, east of South Haven. I think a lot of people know South Haven, right? That's a big beach town on Lake Michigan. Seeing just some broad, weak rotation up there right now. We'll have to see if that continues tightening up as it moves over to the east a little bit. But as of right now, severe thunderstorm warnings include Allegan down toward Paw Paw, and we have that tornado warning in Dowagiac. So Dowagiac, time to be in your safe place. Let's zoom out and put a little bit of a loop on here for everybody. So you can see there's also a big line of storms crossing over the lake, over Lake Michigan. And this is moving off to the east-northeast. That line will probably kind of graze Grand Rapids a little bit, but really the biggest concern is down here by Kalamazoo and Dowagiac. And these storms are going to continue to develop and move over to the east as well. So like I said, Lansing and Jackson, you are also in this. Kalamazoo, it is definitely time to have your plan and be ready to implement if this tornado warning continues as the storm races off to the east. And again, this has a history of producing hail 2.5 inches in diameter. It's bigger than a golf ball. Actually, probably ping pong ball, egg size maybe. That's a big piece of hail. So again, the red is the tornado warning, and then the yellow outline up here is the severe thunderstorm warning. We'll put a pause on it here. It's awfully close to Dowagiac right now, moving off to the north and east. And again, I'll be curious to see if the National Weather Service in Grand Rapids continues this tornado warning. I can check and see what they're thinking in here. Let's see. Tornado watch, tornado watch, tornado watch, tornado watch. Emergency managers are getting all active, so that's good. Okay, we just got an update. Now, this might be what we call an inflow notch, which is right here, and that happens when the storm is spinning. You kind of get the drier air sucked in there. So that could be indicative of strengthening and increased rotations. Let's go back over to velocity here, and we are getting some much higher returns now, it looks like. Definitely a rotating thunderstorm, to say the least, going on here. But see where they're awfully close together? Again, green is towards the radar, which is off to the north. So green is towards the radar that way, red is away from the radar that way, and that means that we have rotation, circulation, and the tighter it gets, the more likely it is we have a little tornado right there in the middle. And again, that is moving off to the northeast at 50 miles per hour, so Dowagiac, definitely time to be in our safe places. If I was going to pinpoint, I'd say this would be just north and west of the city of Dowagiac, but anyway, Dowagiac, you are awfully close. That it definitely time to be in our safe place for sure. We can also see if there's debris. Sometimes that can show us if there may be something on the ground, and you know, it's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell. We might be looking at some hail showing up here, mixing with rain, things like that. But yeah, we'll definitely keep a very close eye on that. You can look and see the hail potential here, and there is that bullseye of bright colors there. This is showing hail. And it looks like, yeah, this is delayed. This is about 15 minutes old, so this is likely right over Dowagiac, getting towards Decatur, Lawton, and Paw Paw pretty soon here as well. So we'll zoom in even closer. For anyone, again, this is Southwest Michigan, and we have what looks like a little bit of an inflow notch right here. That's why there's green showing up in the red. Means that there's air being sucked into the storm as it's spinning and rotating. So we're likely seeing spinning and rotating this way. And the storm is rotating for sure. Also, this magenta color here, most likely a hail core, and that's where the 2-inch possible hail would be falling. So that's now getting very close to Decatur and probably making a beeline for Paw Paw. So Paw Paw, if anyone's watching from there, if you know someone from there, good idea to put the car in the garage, you know, unless you want to deal with the hail damage and the insurance, but I doubt anyone does. And we just got another update there. So let's switch back over to storm relative velocity. And we still have those bright reds and greens over Dowagiac. Definitely some rotation going on there for sure. Let's go take a look off further to the north. And again, maybe a little bit of something starting east to South Haven. It's pretty iffy, especially if we have storm relative going on here. Yeah, pretty iffy right now. I wouldn't be too concerned about rotation up there. Possible, but not right now. definitely more so with these bright colors down to the south over Dowagiac. And also, Dowagiac, wow, lots of thunder and lightning and some loud boomers going on down there. This looks like, there we go. Someone just asked about Ohio. Ohio's good for now, but Ohio is under the severe weather threat later on this evening. And again, there's a pretty good sized storm system, or storm complex, I guess I should say, crossing over Lake Michigan. This one is the east of Milwaukee here that you see, and this is going to continue to cross the lake and probably maybe graze Grand Rapids on the southern tail of this thing. We'll have to wait and see. But a lot of this activity here is going to just kind of blossom further off to the north and east. So I'll put my little drawing tool back on. And this complex of storms, since it's moving off to the northeast, would kind of go like this at the moment. So that would be very concerning for Kalamazoo, Portage, Jackson, Lansing, and most likely Ionia as well. And again, they're starting to interact with a much warmer environment in here. So we have a little bit of sunshine that popped out and warmer temperatures. So really, like this area is probably the most likely for the storm development right now to continue because it's warm, it's starting to get humid. The earlier line of showers and storms has moved on as well. Let me see if I can see some comments here. Flint and Grand Blanc, you got a long time to go still. The threat, I believe, goes through 11 p.m. tonight, and we're looking at least probably 2 to 3 hours before this starts to go into your neck of the woods. Okay, so let's go back over to that radar. Yep, Grand Rapids, we are watching Grand Rapids right now. These storms are just to the south, and now we just have a brand new tornado warning issued. I knew that was going to happen. So this tornado warning is still radar indicated, which means it's not been actually observed on the ground. Although with this much rain coming down, it'd be hard to observe that anyway. Hail up to 1.75 inches, which is golf ball sized. And again, this is located near Dowagiac, moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. And this is for eastern Van Buren County, tornado warning until 5:45 p.m. And that would include Paw Paw, Decatur, Lawton, and just west of Kalamazoo. Let's go back to our favorite, storm relative velocity, because that really pinpoints where we're looking. And we might have a couple areas of rotation showing up here now, or some development. Let's put a loop on here. That gives me a better idea of kind of the trends, like is it starting to spin, is it slowing down, etc. So yeah, definitely watching the bright colors around Dowagiac. And there might just be some general circulation a little further off to the north, but this is moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. So Decatur, Lawton, anywhere south of Paw Paw would definitely be the most likely to have this tornado come on through. And again, we can sometimes see some debris, so we can flip it over, correlation coefficient. And what we're looking for here would be like a blue ball, like that maybe, which I'm not seeing. The different colors that you see here are most likely the radar saying, hey, there's different sized objects floating around, and it could be hail, since there's some large hail reported with this storm. But again, eastern Van Buren County, you are now under a tornado warning until 5:45. Switch back over to storm relative velocity. There we go. And yes, these bright colors are what we're looking out for. these really bright colors that are now north and east of Dowagiac. So again, eastern Van Buren County, time to be in our safe place. And because people are coming and going, I will be repeating myself a lot. It's just part of severe weather coverage. That's how it goes. The radar site is in Grand Rapids, right near the airport. So green is toward the radar. Red is away from the radar. It's that simple with wind speeds. And when they're very close together like that, that means that, well, red away, green towards, red away, green towards. See that swirl motion? That's how you get that swirl motion. And that's why radar indicated tornadoes, issued tornado warning as well. So even if there's nothing on the ground at the moment, I mean, when you see rotation like this, it could drop within seconds. So it's definitely important to warn this, and very good job warning this on the National Weather Service part. I'm going to leave it on there just for a second while I look for some more comments really quick. Nothing too concerning for Jackson or Coldwater yet, just that they're under this tornado watch. Some storms will likely hit the thumb much later on. Again, we're talking like after sunset, but the severe weather chances really diminish over there because there was never a chance for anything to warm up today. I think the rain that passed through us this morning on the west side of the state is still kind of hanging out over Lake Huron, so shouldn't be that bad over in the thumb. And yes, I do think it'll weaken as it approaches Grand Blanc. I do think Metro Detroit will see some thunderstorms as well. The possibility of severe weather is a little bit higher in Detroit than it is up in Grand Blanc, so we are watching carefully. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning for Three Rivers, and as you can tell, there is some broad rotation down there as well. But see how that's not nearly as tight as the rotation up near Dowagiac? Definitely some broad rotation. We'll see if it tightens up the next couple scans or not. Otherwise, off to the north, you see some bright red indicating some pretty gusty winds, why there is a severe thunderstorm warning for sure with these storms as they start to come on through. And again, these are starting to creep into Portage, Kalamazoo, Three Rivers. Grand Rapids, we're still good right now, aside from some light rain coming in from the west. And then this big Boeing segment over the lake. Wow, look at that. That's going to have some wind with it for sure. Let's see what this marine statement says. Wind 49 knots. I'm not an expert, but I think that's about 60 miles per hour. Also, you have to watch out for these Boeing segments because on the north side of a Boeing segment, if you can kind of tell in the shape here, see how it's like really curving? You can sometimes get a brief tornado spin up on the north side of a Boeing segment like that as well. And again, this is all racing off to the east and northeast at 50 to 55 miles per hour. So that would definitely go toward, well, Holland northward, we'll say. So we got Holland, Muskegon, Norton Shores, and then eventually up here, past Whitehall, you get to Ludington. That's Boeing. That is a Boeing segment right there. Wow. If that holds on over the lake, we will probably have some wind damage on the west side. That's actually moving due northeast. And again, watching out for that tornado warning in eastern Van Buren County, south and eastern Van Buren County. We're going to keep watching that. Also, it looks like getting another little hail core developing here. Pause, and that would be like right over Decatur. See those magentas and purples? That's the hail core for sure. So we could have some up to 2-inch diameter hail coming down with that. And I can pull up vertically integrated liquid, pretty good way at looking at some of those hail sizes. And notice how, we're seeing some red. So that's getting up there for sure for the hail. So watch out south of Paw Paw and maybe over toward Portage and Kalamazoo as well. Whoops, that's not the right kind of reflectivity. That is a little pixelated, wouldn't you say? Okay, there we go, much better. I want to put on the velocity again. Storm relative velocity. Yes, it is looking bad in Kalamazoo. There's tornado warnings to your west right now. Not guaranteed that you will get issued a tornado warning, but that just shows the severity of these storms as they move off to the north and the east. See what the National Weather Service chat is saying. See if there's any new information I can relay along. Oh, not a whole lot. Just that there was that second area of potential rotation down to the south. This storm complex is headed towards Lansing, Vicky. It's just not there quite yet. It'll still be a little while. So you got some time. You can make sure the patio furniture is in an area where it won't blow away, trampolines tied down, cars and garages, things like that. Tornado on the ground. Let's see who else is saying that. Oh, yep, tornado has been observed. A confirmed tornado is moving northeast at 45 miles per hour, just north of Dowagiac. Thanks, Mike, for the information there. Appreciate that. So this is now a confirmed tornado on the ground moving into Van Buren County. All right. And again, that's northeast of Dowagiac now, Volhynia. We will likely see something on correlation coefficient. So again, that would be now just moving into southern Van Buren County. So Decatur, Lawton, over toward Paw Paw. It is time to get in our safe places as this storm continues to track off to the north and the east. I'm going to flip this over super fast. Okay, gotta warn the fam too, you know? Okay, let me get my bearings here again. There we go. So really showing up on the radar here now. And again, this is tornado debris signature. So let's go over to correlation coefficient. And yes, we definitely could be seeing something there. Concord, Michigan. Hey, Rebecca. Sorry, I'm scrolling through comments on TikTok right now, and I've been there before. Nothing for you as of yet. This tornado warning's further off to the west in Van Buren County. But Concord is on my screen here. Oh my gosh, where is it? I just had it. Did it disappear? It disappeared. Anyway, I know where you are. You're right there. Got you. Don't worry. Nothing there yet. But you are under the possibility for severe storms, including tornadoes over the next couple of hours. Okay, it's so much easier having a touchscreen. So now see, we're also seeing kind of the hook in the storm system as well. And spinning like that. So again, this is an inflow notch, which is usually very indicative of the hook echo and the possible tornado there as well. Okay, new scan just came in. That's why the radar moved. Also, don't forget Pawpaw over toward, I think it's Matawan. Matawan. Sorry, I added an extra syllable there. Lawton to Matawan. We got this hail signature showing up as well for hail that could be up to 2 inches. So please keep that in mind as well. And again, there is the tornado is getting awfully close to Decatur, which is this bright area that we're watching right here. And also watching further to the south, south of Three Rivers, there's just some very broad rotation down there. That is very high up in the cloud, though, like very high up in the cloud. Probably switch over to a different radar site for that one. So now I've switched over to a different radar site, which is down in northwestern Indiana. And so for Three Rivers, there is some just very broad rotation there, but the storm is rotating, but not enough for a tornado warning. Let's go back over to the Grand Rapids radar. Sorry, this thing does jump around a little bit when I switch in between modes, so do bear with me. Switch it back over and see if there's a debris signature coming in. So again, watching the area between Decatur and Volhynia very carefully as this moves off to the north and the east. Otherwise, storms as a whole in this complex are going to continue to press off to the north and the east as well. Can put a loop on it here for you again and show you that as of now, Grand Rapids is good. This larger complex does look like it's going to stay to the south of Grand Rapids. But it is headed as a whole towards Battle Creek, Marshall, Lansing, and if we do see some more development, probably Jackson as well. This line over Lake Michigan is going to move off to the north. There's not as favorable of an environment off to the north, so this could hold on. I mean, it's holding on over a pretty cold lake already, but as it continues to move off to the northeast, we will have to watch anywhere between Ludington and Muskegon along the shoreline for some pretty gusty winds. They have issued a marine statement, which we can take a look at. And it's for, wind up to about 60 miles per hour and some small hail coming through. The Van Buren County Sheriff's Office says they are in Van Buren County, I-94 at mile marker 51. And they said it doesn't look like anything crazy yet, but that probably is near the Pawpaw area, which would be several miles from where this tornado is at. Okay, so let's see. Yep, I'm watching out for Lansing too. There's nothing there yet. Don't worry. This is for the southwest side of the state, getting really close to Kalamazoo and Portage. I'll just zoom it out while I try to look at some comments there. Now we got a tornado warning for Three Rivers. Let's go there real quick. That just popped up on my screen. Well, I'm sorry, just south of Three Rivers. It is awfully close, though. Okay, really? Oh my gosh. There we go. Okay, so this is a tornado warning now, which is radar indicated, so it's not observed by a human, but it is radar indicated, and that is for central St. Joseph County, again, just south of Three Rivers, Constantine, and that's moving northeast, or I'm sorry, they say this one's moving east at 25 miles per hour. And there's also ping pong ball size hail possible with this as well. So we now have 2 tornado warnings going on. Technically 3 tornado warnings, but for 2 storms because we're in between National Weather Service district offices here. County warning areas, whatever you'd like to call them. So again, that is for St. Joseph County, radar indicated tornado warning, and that will be in effect until 6:30 p.m., moving east at 25 miles per hour. And you can see the rotation showing up there. This is the other area that we were watching earlier. And we still have this very bright area of rotation and returns showing up off to the north as well, though the spin looks like it might be a little more broad right now than it was a little while ago. I'm going to turn off lightning. The screen's getting a little too cluttered for me right now. We like simple information, right? Okay, so don't forget, tornado warning for eastern Van Buren County and tornado warning for central St. Joseph County in southwest Michigan. Put on the debris signatures here, see if we can find anything. And could definitely be something off to the north there, not saying anything to the south, but again, Three Rivers, you are so far away from the radar site. I can switch sites over though. IWX. And thanks for bearing with me. It's a little more informal than a television broadcast, but we do what we can, right? Switching back over, it's going to jump around really quick. Give me 1 second. I know this looks complicated. I will explain it, don't worry. Correlation coefficient basically says, hey, there's something that's not the same size as a raindrop flying around this cloud. What's up? And then we say, yeah, that's likely 2x4s or leaves or something like that, which is indicating of a tornado debris signature, also called a TDS. And that's what the complicated correlation coefficient means. It means, yo, there's different size things flying around. It's not just rain. What's up? That's what it means. So again, 2 tornado warnings in effect. And that is for eastern Van Buren County as well as central St. Joseph County. We will go back over to the Grand Rapids radar site now. There we go. Now here's a cool thing I can show you as well. Getting gray in Rockford. Yeah, we just got some rain coming into Rockford right now. I'm just down the road from you, don't worry. I will definitely be keeping an eye on that because that's where I am. How's the storm looking that's coming over the lakeshore? That one's still out over Lake Michigan, but it was holding on last time I checked. But here's something cool. So we always say reds and greens together, but some people get like the overall picture here confused, like, oh, it's red and green. But keep in mind, that's a large area. I mean, we're talking, this is like 6 counties in here. See these little couplets, we call them down here, though? So we got a little area of rotation down there. Van Buren County, St. Joseph County. So that's what we're looking out for. This huge thing is not something to be concerned about. And again, green is toward the radar, red is away from the radar. So that black circle is the radar. Green toward, red away. Green toward, red away. That's it. Yeah. So we look for those little tiny couplets that show that there's something smaller spinning, which is the tornado. And again, we got two pretty good signatures here. The one in St. Joseph County is definitely tightening up and getting a little stronger, and that's just east of Three Rivers right now. So anyone in St. Joseph County, as this moves over to the east, especially to any of these towns that you see here, Nottawa, Colon. Okay, tornado warning has been issued now for Kalamazoo and Portage. This tornado is radar indicated. Golf ball size hail is also likely with this. This is for Kalamazoo County as well as Van Buren County still. So Kalamazoo, you are under a tornado warning. Let me just, sorry, really quick here. Okay. Comments. Shiawassee County, I am so glad everyone is asking about Flint and Shiawassee County and areas over to the east. Lapeer, Davison, you all have some time. You have some time. This is for the southwest part of the state. Yes, there is a severe threat over there. It is much less, but you have some time. So you have some time. And I do have family in Kalamazoo. I hope they're watching. I did send them messages over on Facebook that Kalamazoo is now under a tornado warning. And wow, this area down by Three Rivers is just blowing up. This could be turning into something. Let's switch over and see if we can get a debris signature by chance. We might. Oh, that could just be hail though, man. Let's switch over to a different radar site quick. Okay. Please zoom in. A little faster would be great. Man. There we go. Okay. There might be a little bit of a debris signature showing up over Centerville, east of Three Rivers. There might be. Need another scan to determine, but there might be. Put on a loop really quick and see. There very well could be. There's definitely some spinning there, probably an inflow notch. So St. Joseph County and Kalamazoo County, it is time to be in your safe place. We have tornado warnings for both of those counties. Man, this thing is a little slow to respond sometimes. Maybe we'll turn this off and switch back over to that. Okay, so you see those two areas spinning right there. You can definitely tell they're spinning, and the one to the south is strengthening a little bit. The one by Kalamazoo, unfortunately, might be strengthening a little bit as well. Let's see here. Getting a lot of viewers. Thank you so much, everyone. We do not have an observation right now. These are north of Indiana. Can I show Jackson? Yeah, yep. Jackson is pretty far east of Kalamazoo. You are fine right now. Until recently, I was a meteorologist in Lansing. I am no longer employed there. Got the paperwork today, actually. Woot woot. And now we're doing it this way. So again, we're watching these two tornado warnings. One is moving right toward Kalamazoo. I am getting a little more concerned that rotation is starting to tighten up yet again. Right now it's south of Paw Paw, west of Portage. That would also be Texas Township. I have family there, so I'm going to try and message them a little bit on the side here. Kalamazoo under the tornado warning as well. You got the Three Rivers situation as well. That's moving east at 25 miles per hour. And believe the one in Kalamazoo is about 45 miles per hour. It is 45 miles per hour, yep. Moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. So again, Kalamazoo, Portage, Texas Township, down to the south into Three Rivers, east of Three Rivers. We just got an updated scan there. Geez, might be seeing more rotation develop across northern Van Buren County. That would be headed toward Plainwell. So Plainwell, be on alert. We might be watching something up there as well. Probably have 3 areas of rotation here. Holy moly. Nottawa, Leonidas. Who named these towns down here? St. Joseph County. Nottawa, Leonidas. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I'm trying. And then moving into Kalamazoo and Portage off to the north. Go to regular old radar really quick and see what's going on with that. I think I just heard some thunder over Grand Rapids where I'm at. So this definitely could be an inflow notch here as well with some rotation. And probably maybe a little bit of the same thing here as well that we're watching out for. So tornado warnings for Kalamazoo County and St. Joseph County as of right now. Yeah, very bright colors showing up on the velocity. And green does turn into blue when they get high enough. So remember, towards the radar, away from the radar, that spin is heading right into Kalamazoo and Portage, as well as Texas Township. Toward the radar, away from the radar, spinning, moving off to the east and northeast at 25 miles per hour. Okay. I think my phone just overheated for TikTok. So again, we have tornado warning for Kalamazoo as well as down in St. Joseph counties. And let's switch over and see if there's some debris signatures going on yet. Might have something showing up over there. This is what we're looking for, though. So that would most likely be a debris signature. Again, that blue area that I was telling you about earlier, the bright blue spot in a sea of like red, orange, and green could definitely be a debris signature down in St. Joseph County. Let's do storm relative. Yeah, most likely. That tornado is most likely on the ground down there. Let's see if still radar indicated. The one in Kalamazoo, they're saying radar indicated as well. So Kalamazoo, it is time to be in your safe place. Again, this is moving Kalamazoo. The one for you is moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. That is going to put it right over Texas Township and Portland within 5 10, 15 minutes as it's now exiting Van Buren County. And I do believe we can almost see the storm spinning here on the radar. That's why it kind of looks like a little donut hole right here. Little donut hole. Doesn't necessarily mean something's on the ground, but it definitely means the storm is swirling. Yeah, we'll have to see how the next couple radar scans do, hoping that it starts to lose some oomph as it moves over to the east. Again, the one east of Three Rivers now. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning, as you can see. And that is for some... Okay, so let's pause this and talk about what this means when it says considerable. Considerable damage means that there's something pretty crazy happening, and that is 2-inch diameter hail. This can definitely cause some injuries, and that is moving off to the northeast as well. Hopefully in a pretty rural area, and I'm hearing some thunder right now over Grand Rapids. Let's take a look up there really quick. Not really sure where it's coming from. We can put the lightning back on because there's obviously going to be a lot of lightning. Okay, there's a lot going on here, but it helps me explain it to you. And just bear with me, I will continue explaining everything. So these storm tracks are also a pretty good indication of timing when I click on it. And downtown Kalamazoo at about, well, a couple minutes from now, obviously this is a little bit wrong, but I would say right around the top of the hour for downtown Kalamazoo for the potential tornado coming through. Okay, so since those are delayed, we don't need to see them. Lots of thunder and lightning, again, including off to the north. We're hearing some rumbles as well. But I really just want to keep focused on these 2 tornado warnings and probably a pretty serious situation developing down in St. Joseph County. Tornado observed, threat considerable. Particularly dangerous situation. I'm going to check the National Weather Service chat and see what's going on with this. Come on, let's go, let's go. Spotter reported a touchdown, M66, southwest of Leonidas. So we have tornado visual observed on the ground, just east of Centerville, Michigan, moving between Mendon and Colon. So definitely need to seek shelter in St. Joseph County. This is called a particularly dangerous situation. It is one of the most rare warnings that is issued, and we have some massive hail potential showing up on the velocity scan. And we're also watching out for, again, Kalamazoo as well. So we got a couple different things going on here, very close together. We'll go back over to velocity, which remember shows the winds. Very bright colors there, indicating, again, those rotations. So now the rotation is, with a ton of thunder and lightning, is right along 131 and I-94 from Texas Township into Portage. That is a lot of swirling motion going on there. Anyone in Kalamazoo, Portage, Texas Township, Westwood, Eastwood, we just got an update there. The swirling is now right over Texas Township. Right over it. Anyone in this warning needs to seek shelter immediately. Lots of thunder and lightning. Again, moving right into 131. That's that little line down the middle. 131 is right here. Portage, and then we got Texas Township over here. And this situation down to the south just looks worse and worse. And this is going to move to the north of Coldwater. I know I saw somebody asking about that earlier, but we got a heck of a signature down there. And you got a reported touchdown along M66. And specifically between Leonidas, east of Mendon, seek shelter immediately. We are likely seeing a tornado debris signature indicated by these blue areas here. This warning will likely be extended over to the east. Very bright returns showing up on velocity. And again, back over to Kalamazoo. Everyone in Kalamazoo and surrounding areas needs to be in their safe place right now. As the storm continues to move over to the east, let's see if there's anything correlation coefficient showing up on here. Might just be seeing some hail. It's not as concerning as down to the south with all that blue showing up in the red there. That is highly concerning down to the south. Okay, so if anyone's still coming and going, we have tornado warning for Kalamazoo, Michigan, as well as St. Joseph County, Michigan, moving over to the east. They're both moving at about 25 to 40 miles per hour to the east and northeast. And if these do stay on their current track, we will be watching out for north of Coldwater, Marshall, Battle Creek. And we are watching, again, lots of development going on here. If this would quit lagging so much, that'd be awesome. Still got some storms crossing the lake as well, off to the north. So we will watch out for what could be some pretty strong wind gusts coming into Muskegon, Norton Shores, Whitehall, all the way up to Ludington. Pretty good sized storm system coming through there. Wouldn't be surprised if Muskegon's issued a severe thunderstorm warning here momentarily. But again, biggest concerns are going to be tornado warning for Kalamazoo. We just got issued a severe thunderstorm warning. And the damage threat here is considerable for hail that can be up to golf ball size and 60 mile per hour winds. Now, when it says damage threat considerable, that is something to take extremely seriously. You don't want to be anywhere near a window or outside when golf ball size hail is blowing around at 60 miles per hour. That's not great at all. So anyone over in Calhoun County now needs to be, not like in the basement or anything, but nowhere near the exterior windows of your home. And again, we're watching the main swirl in Kalamazoo, as you can see on the loop here, swinging through Texas Township, Portage, and into downtown Kalamazoo. Likely a hail core showing up in downtown Kalamazoo as well. St. Joseph County, massive hail and a tornado on the ground. And again, you can see here the rotation is very strong. We can pause it and take a better look now. Wow, that is extremely concerning. Kalamazoo, Portage, Texas Township. Very concerning to see this continuing to be such a tight rotation over a populated area. Stay in your safe place. We'll let you know when it is safe to come out. Could likely be seeing a little bit of a debris signature, possibly. It's not sold yet. Hail for sure. I think we're definitely seeing some large hail go into downtown Kalamazoo. Tornado warning is a particularly dangerous situation for Kalamazoo as well. And again, that's about as serious as it gets. This is not something to take lightly. We now have a new tornado warning. I said that would be issued further to the east, and it was. This is a particularly dangerous situation. This is the most severe level of tornado warning that we can have. And we have two of them at the same time, one for Kalamazoo and one that is now into Branch County. So that is for St. Joseph County and Branch County. That is going to be in effect for the next 30 to 45 minutes. Weather spotters have confirmed the tornado that is moving into Branch County with 2-inch diameter hail. And again, you can see the threat level there is considerable. Tornado warning, particularly dangerous situation for Kalamazoo County. We'll take a peek at the National Weather Service chat and see what I can pass on for you here. Tornado southwest of Leonidas, which is that St. Joseph County one. Potentially moving toward Lake Campground. That is not good. Jacksonburg Lake, Liddy Lake is what they're mentioning there. Okay, back over to our velocity signature to see if we can pinpoint exactly where this rotation is again for you. And again, it looks like the tightest return, if there's a tornado on the ground, would be passing over 131 right now. What I'm looking at is this area right here. And again, it might not be on the ground, but it is definitely a high return showing some very tight rotation. And this is a particularly dangerous situation, which is legit issued when they warn it. And that is the highest level of severity that we can have as a particularly dangerous situation, along with a tornado emergency. Again, this is a life-threatening situation for anyone outdoors now in Portage, Kalamazoo, and anywhere along I-94 that is exiting Kalamazoo in Kalamazoo County to the east of Kalamazoo. We also have a particularly dangerous situation, which is a life-threatening situation with the tornado on the ground, now southeast of Leonidas, moving into Branch County towards Sherwood. We are seeing blue there, indicating that there could be debris possible in the atmosphere from a tornado on the ground. And we might be seeing a little bit of that over 131 Texas Township to Portage right there. Might be. If that shows any more blue in the next scan, we will likely have a tornado on the ground headed towards Portage. Again, correlation coefficient sounds complicated. What's happening is the radar's like, hey, everything in this area is the same size, the same shape. In this area, it is not. And in this area, it is not. But we could just have some hail here, maybe a little bit of a debris signature, but this likely, since there's a confirmed tornado on the ground, could be some debris being lofted up into the atmosphere. All right, we have another tornado warning. This is in effect for Coldwater and Hillsdale. Litchfield, Jonesville, you are under a tornado warning that just popped up. This tornado is for northern Steuben County in Indiana, Branch County in Michigan, and Hillsdale County, and this is going to be in effect until 6:45. This is moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. This is radar indicated rotation, along with ping pong ball sized hail. That is large hail. Let's go over to our velocity again. And we're too far away from the radar site here, but that would be in southern Branch County. So Branch County, we have a tornado on the northwestern side and a potential tornado on the southern part, moving toward Hillsdale, Litchfield, and Jonesville, as well as Allen. Quincy, Coldwater, you are now under the tornado warning as well. This rotation is now over Portage. Texas Township, you are okay to come out of your safe place. Likely still looking at a possible hail core that just went right over downtown Kalamazoo. And again, this is still a particularly dangerous situation. We now have, gosh, is it 3? No, we only have 2 that are rated particularly dangerous situation. Northern Branch County, observed tornado on the ground. as well as Kalamazoo County, particularly dangerous situation with that. And then we also have the severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect for Calhoun County. As you can see, Athens getting absolutely clobbered by large hail right now. And just again, I want to show everyone here what we're looking at. You can even see it on the radar. Is literally the whole storm spinning right here. You got your inflow notch, and the rest is just spinning around. Go back over to velocity because it just helps me pinpoint where the rotation and the storms are very, very well. So again, rotation rate over Portage, just likely just south of I-94. Let's see if there's any debris showing up on correlation coefficient. And, you know, there probably is, unfortunately. This could be a tornado debris signature just west of Portage. So Portage, Kalamazoo, I can't stress this enough. Be in your safe place. Please be in your safe place. Anywhere west of 131 and Kalamazoo is now in the clear. At this point, I would say if you're in Branch County, seek shelter immediately. Litchfield, Jonesville, Hillsdale, you are in the tornado warning. It is moving your direction. Please head to your safe place and seek shelter as well. We have many ongoing warnings right now. And I hope this highlights for you a little bit better. I can kind of turn down some of the stuff we have going on here, just to highlight the borders that we have going on. So we have the tornado warning for Kalamazoo Portage. That is a particularly dangerous situation. Seek shelter immediately. Northern Branch County, particularly dangerous situation. Hillsdale County and Southern Branch County, tornado warning, radar indicated, also hail up to 1.5 inches. The list goes on. Severe thunderstorm warning for Calhoun County. That is a considerable damage threat there. We still have the severe thunderstorm warning for Allegan County as well. That expires in a couple of minutes. And we are watching for this line of storms approaching anywhere from Whitehall to Grand Haven off the coast of Lake Michigan. Okay, let's switch everything around again, put on reflectivity, and we can brighten these colors up a little bit again. Okay, we have adjusted the tornado warning in Kalamazoo County, it looks like, to include areas east of Kalamazoo. So Kalamazoo, you are still under this. Portage, you are still under this. Vicksburg, Pavilion, Climax, Galesburg. This is also a particularly dangerous situation, which again is about as high as it gets for a warning. So please seek shelter immediately. Got 2 areas of intense rotation here, and my phone decided it was going to get too hot, so let's see if I can get TikTok back up and going. Excuse me. Okay, TikTok, we're back. My phone overheated, and we're going. Okay, so again, we got 2 things going on. Particularly dangerous situation, tornado warning. Kalamazoo and Portage. Again, anyone west of 131 in Kalamazoo and Portage, which means Texas Township, you are in the clear. Van Buren County, you are in the clear. We have the potential for a tornado on the ground in northern Branch County. Well, I should say it has been observed on the ground from N66 eastward, from Leonidas, north of Colon, and that is now in northern Branch County. Southern Branch County, you are under a tornado warning as well. That tornado warning extends out to Hillsdale, North Adams, Jonesville, Allen, Reading, as well as Litchfield. I am very familiar with Hillsdale County. That was my coverage area that I covered up until a couple weeks ago, working in mid-Michigan and Lansing. And again, we're watching all these areas of rotation very, very carefully. I can also flip on correlation coefficient, which is a fancy way of saying there is debris. There is debris in Portage. It is looking to me like we do have a tornado debris signature now that is moving along I-94 out of Portage off to the north and the east. Let's see if the National Weather Service is saying anything about that. Yep, tornado debris signature. Another funnel reported at Butler/Cup. I'm assuming those are roads just north of Nottawa. And let's see here. We're going to look over here just for a second, TikTok. Let's see. I'm getting some, wow, videos and stuff of my brother. Anyway, okay, back over to this now. So there is a tornado debris signature showing up. Let's see if okay, sorry about that, everyone. I'm trying to run a bunch of things at once here. I will check comments in just a second. I can't read everything while I'm trying to warn people and monitor different phones and make sure everything's pointed in the same way. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get to everybody. But again, this is now a tornado debris signature east of Portage, moving right along I-94, just south of I-94, I should say. And you can see the tornado debris signature, how it moved right across 131, right through Portage. So hopefully the damage there isn't too bad, but this is now moving towards Climax, Galesburg, and eventually towards the city of Battle Creek. So Battle Creek, you are not under a warning for a tornado yet, but if this does not lift, you need to be ready to go into your safe place immediately as this continues to move along I-94. Further down to the south, again, Branch County, pretty dire situation here. Tornado has been observed on the ground, and then of course we have the one potentially moving into southern Branch County as well as western Hillsdale County as well. Let's turn over to a different radar here. And I do apologize, when I switch things over, it does take a second. We've got a lot going on in southern Michigan right now. Storm relative velocity. Okay, so here's the rotation that we're looking at south of Coldwater. Again, this is moving off to the north-northeast. So Coldwater, you do need to be in your safe place. Union City, Girard, Butler, Tekonsha, Burlington, safe place immediately as well. This tornado warning might be issued for southern Calhoun County in just a second. And I know someone was watching from Concord earlier. We really need to be on the lookout now in Concord as well as Homer. I know that's a pretty good sized city. Should be south of Albion, Parma, and eventually Jackson as well. So Hillsdale, Litchfield, Jonesville, Allen, Reading, you are under a tornado warning. And again, we have this also debris signature showing up, leaving Portage, moving east along I-94 towards Climax. We'll switch back over to correlation coefficient. And again, we are seeing that what we call a debris ball showing up northeast of Portage now. It should be going right along 94. So Galesburg, Climax, definitely time to be in your safe place. And again, anyone in northern Branch County, and at this point I would say southern Calhoun County as well. I think there's going to be another tornado warning issued for southern Calhoun County. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's pushed into western Jackson County as well. And don't forget tornado warning for Hillsdale, Litchfield, and over toward just south of Coldwater, Quincy. Time to be in our safe places as well. But there's this debris ball that's just getting more and more evident east of Portage, which is not something that we want to see at all. So there's likely damage being caused by a tornado right now along I-94 between Kalamazoo and Portage. And hopefully it wasn't too bad. And again, that's moving northeast at about 35 miles per hour. Northern Branch County, we got our tornado warning down there as well. And for those who are tuning in, wondering why I'm looking at all these crazy colors, because this is what we call a tornado debris signature, which is this bright blue ball showing up. That's indicating that there is something in the air that is a different size than everything around it. So what that means is the radar knows like all this is most likely raindrops. You can start getting confused with some hail, but when you get bright blue like that, that's usually actual debris or chunks of things flying around in the thunderstorm.
Let me do that right now while you're on mute.
Okay. So again, we have a tornado debris signature right along 94 towards Galesburg, Safe Place now, as well as Climax. This is now leaving Portage and Kalamazoo, moving along I-94, and the other tornado that's been observed down to the south in Northern Branch County as well. We'll go back over to velocity so we can kind of pinpoint this more for you. And we do now have a tornado warning for the entire county of Calhoun County. So Battle Creek, Marshall, Tekonsha, Homer, Albion, you are under a tornado warning. This is a observed tornado on the ground, especially down by Tekonsha and I-69. And this is a particularly dangerous situation, which is, again, one of the highest threat levels that we can have with the warning. So we have a particularly dangerous situation, tornado warning in effect for Kalamazoo, Calhoun, and Northern Branch counties at the moment. And then just a still severe tornado warning showing up for Branch and Hillsdale counties. Moving off to the north and east at about 35 miles per hour. And again, the rotation in Kalamazoo County is now right over I-94, Galesburg and Climax. And this is a bad situation. So Tekonsha, I hope you are in your safe place right now. It is coming right at you. That'll eventually move over toward Homer and maybe even toward Concord and Albion. Litchfield, it'll be very close to you. We also have that tornado warning further down to the south, and we have another tornado warning issued now for Hillsdale County. This is radar indicated. So we now have kind of like two overlapping tornado warnings for Hillsdale County. We have 3 active tornado warnings for Branch County. We have the entirety of Calhoun County is under a tornado warning for a particularly dangerous situation. And of course, the one still in Kalamazoo with that debris signature. And the debris signature might be weakening a little bit along I-94, but Galesburg and Battle Creek, it is more than time to be in your safe place. Tekonsha, again, I think it's heading right for you, right for I-69. Just south of Burlington, safe place as well, Union City, Girard, and Homer. Big concern there, please be in your safe places. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 active tornado warnings in southern Michigan as of right now. Switch back over to velocity to see the rotation here. We'll switch back over to the Grand Rapids radar, and then I'll try and get some comments and questions in here. And you can see these warnings and how they're going with the 4 areas of rotation, maybe a 5th area of rotation in northwestern Ohio now. And let me draw in here so you can see it again. Okay. So we got the rotation over I-94, east of Portage, headed toward Battle Creek. Battle Creek, safe place to Concha. Union City, we got this rotation. Coldwater, we have this rotation. And down into the extreme northeastern part of Indiana, this rotation that is now headed toward Hillsdale County. So we have 4 areas of rotation and numerous tornado warnings out there. Handful of them are what we call particularly dangerous situations, which means there is a threat to life and property that is immediate and considerable. Some of these have been confirmed on the ground, or we have debris signatures showing up in the radar. So it is time for everyone along I-69, around I-69, and I-94 in Kalamazoo to be in our safe places. Now let's see what the National Weather Service is saying. Looks like we're getting some videos sent in there, but I won't watch those right now. But again, we have numerous tornado warnings in effect for southern Michigan at the moment. Okay, so again, we're tracking these tornado warnings. I'm going to take a peek at some comments now. Let's see if I can answer anyone. We're not focusing on Flint right now. I've answered you already. Sorry to be harsh, but you've asked every 5 minutes. It's not coming to you yet. We got a couple of hours to go. Livingston County, still got a few hours to go. We're watching this potentially getting into Jackson County in a minute. Yes, Flint is at the lower risk. Okay. Okay, so we got the big circulation with the observed tornado. We got one over I-94 headed in towards the west side of Battle Creek. We have another one right over to Concha, and then one getting very close to Coldwater. Let's flip it over to take a look at that debris signature again. So right now, Homer, I would definitely be in your safe place. Coldwater, Litchfield. Looks like we've done some adjustment of the polygons here. So Hillsdale will still be watching out for you. You'll likely be issued another tornado warning if this one holds on track. But Coldwater, again, to Concha and over towards Homer, it is definitely time to be in our safe place. That one is still showing debris signatures as it moves over to the east. And it looks like it's getting a little muddled now over here, but I think we're still seeing some, at least weak debris signature by Galesburg. Yeah, most likely just south of Galesburg. And if you can kind of see, it's this circle that went through Portage and is just kind of continuing over this way, just south of Galesburg. So on that track, this would take this storm that has produced a history of a tornado pretty much right through downtown Battle Creek, if we're to stay on that heading. So Battle Creek, definitely in your safe place right now, please. And to Concha, now again, we're watching the debris signatures here. So if we kind of track it, it was just east of Leonidas and kind of went over this way. So that's going to take it awfully close to Homer and Concord and eventually right into the city of Jackson. Again, if all holds this way right now. So we're watching all that move off to the north and east as well. Okay, let's pause it here. And I'll see if I can see some comments over on TikTok. We'll put on the velocity so we can see those couplets. Again, right over to Concha. Homer, again, I've been there before. Litchfield, my former viewing area, definitely be in your safe place. And as well as Battle Creek, Climax, Galesburg, Augusta, safe place, please. Coldwater, be in our safe places. And we also have just some general thunderstorms moving into Lansing, Hastings, Potterville, Portland, and St. John's right now. Again, those are just kind of your garden variety thunderstorms. This line has crossed Lake Michigan, and we now have a severe thunderstorm warning from Hart and Pentwater all the way down into Muskegon and Norton Shores, and that is for 60-mile-per-hour winds and 1-inch diameter hail, and that is in effect for until 7:15 p.m. as that line that crosses the lake moves over to the east. But again, we have numerous tornado warnings down to the south that we'll continue to focus on. Kalamazoo, you are in the clear. Battle Creek, safe place. Marshall, safe place. Concha, Albion, Homer, Litchfield, safe places. We have these tornadoes coming on through. Let's see if anything else is showing up here in the chat. Let's see. No siren in Litchfield. I'm not sure if there might be sirens there, but definitely safe place there as well, Litchfield. And sorry, it's a little hard to see some comments on TikTok here. Let's see, Marshall, pea-size hail. Lots of pea-size hail being reported, which is good, as it's melting as it falls down. Okay, so again, Battle Creek, safe place, all of Calhoun County, which includes Battle Creek, Marshall, Homer, as well as Concha, definitely needs to be in our safe places. Litchfield, same thing. And we're also watching out for the tornado warned storm that's about to enter Hillsdale County from northwestern Indiana. This would probably go pretty close to Reading. We can zoom in a little bit. Yep, Reading, a good idea to be in your safe place, which is just southwest of Hillsdale. Otherwise, again, Kalamazoo, the city of Kalamazoo is in the clear, but we still have the tornado warning, particularly dangerous situation for Climax and Galesburg as that moves towards Battle Creek. Yep, I was muted. Sorry, everyone. Again, I was just saying the FedEx building in Portage is partially collapsed. And we are getting photos of it in now. So again, the tornado down in Hillsdale County is still a particularly dangerous situation. Observed tornado, and that is moving south of the city of Hillsdale. Otherwise, the one in Calhoun County is still ongoing, but will likely be allowed to expire in the next 20 minutes or so. We have a very heavy thunderstorm over northwestern Jackson County from Albion to Parma. That is moving northeast, probably going to clip Leslie over toward Bunker Hill as well. I believe this warning is just south of Reading. It might be really close, though. I've actually been through Reading as well. Reading is right on the line, but it is now leaving the city of Reading. So you will be in the clear here momentarily. Okay. Yeah, let me go back to Battle Creek for you. Battle Creek is now in the clear. You are in the clear in Battle Creek. Marshall, as well as Albion, we are still under the tornado warning. Again, not seeing too much rotation anymore. I think that's going to be allowed to expire here shortly. Getting a little dehydrated here. What you're looking at on TikTok, at least, is the collapsed FedEx building. Okay, where am I at? Here we go. All right, another tornado warning has been issued for the eastern part of Hillsdale County now. This is radar indicated rotation. This will be in effect until 7:30. And that would include, I believe, Pittsford. Let me zoom in just so I'm not going to call out the wrong cities. Yep, there's Pittsford. I've been through Pittsford and Hudson as well. Man, those are beautiful little towns down there in Hillsdale County. Hudson, a lot of old architecture, very pretty. Pittsford, it was, there's a little barn thing by the highway, and one little restaurant I was really tempted to eat at, but I just ate when I was passing through. Again, so we got the severe thunderstorm warning for Jackson County. Tons of lightning, as you can see, showing up over Parma. By the way, I ate at a great place in Parma. Oh my gosh, I think it was called Gigi's in Parma. Wow, it was delicious. Like totally old school, small town perfection. If you're ever in Parma, driving along I-94, go to Gigi's. It was seriously like super good. And just got some regular old storms out for everyone else. Again, severe thunderstorm warning for Jackson County, and that's really about it, aside from the tornado warnings to the south. Again, maybe seeing a little rotation tightening near Parma again. Speaking of Parma, as I'm going on about your good restaurant there, we'll be watching out for some rotation that would cross 94 again. It was a weird noise. Okay. Yeah, we could be seeing a little bit of rotation tightening up around Parma. So Parma, let's be safe and go in our safe places, please.
Would it be in there or would it be up near the front? Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, everyone, we're back here. So again, we're focusing on Jackson County. Parma might be seeing some rotation go on still. Here's the signature down in Hillsdale County, just north of Ransom. So Pittsford, be on the lookout, please. Maybe another area of rotation by Tekonsha moving towards Homer. Man, oh man. Okay, let's switch back over to general regular radar. Detroit is in a little bit of a severe possibility. These are, for the most part, looking like they're weakening a bit. We're still on the Detroit radar right now, I believe. And again, we're just looking around here right now. We got regular thunderstorms over by Flint, Clio. Those are just regular thunderstorms. Owasso. The only thing we have going on that is severe is a severe thunderstorm warning in Jackson, a tornado warning still for Calhoun County, including Marshall and Albion, and then another one for Hillsdale County. That's it. Everyone else has regular thunderstorms. Now, there is another storm coming in through Portage and Kalamazoo. As of right now, it is not warned, but let's just take a look at it because, again, we have damage to the FedEx building there is collapsed at the airport. So, yeah. And I apologize, I'm zooming in as best I can. This is going really slow right now. I mean, this is like dial-up internet reminiscent. Zooming in. Okay, maybe the touchscreen will work better. There we go. Might have a little hail core again from Kalamazoo to Portage, maybe some pea-size hail. Let's take a look at any rotation possible. There is another little rotation possible with some reds and greens next to each other that's headed back into Texas Township and Portage. TikTok, I'm rotating you. I will be right back. Well, that was a cool baking sheet. Congratulations, you saw it. Okay, back to the computer. So again, I'm going to watch out for this little area of rotation, getting back into Texas Township, heading toward Portage. Again, moving over the same areas that just got hit. We are still looking out for this generally large tornado warning for Calhoun County, but I'm really only concerned about Marshall along I-69 southward. Then, of course, out ahead by Homer. That area is where I'd be concerned about the possibility for another spin up to Concha, Homer. We are looking for just the severe thunderstorm ongoing across parts of Jackson County. You can see there may be, we still are seeing this kind of couplet of rotation there. Not very great rotation, but it's there. And then Hillsdale County, we have the ongoing tornado warning down there as well. And we're really far away from a radar site in Hillsdale County, so I don't know if a debris signature would even show up at all. But again, that's for Pittsford, so Pittsford, please be in your safe place right now, as well as Hudson. And I hope we can see that okay. There we go. Yep. So again, we're looking out for this bright area of green and reds right there. That's what we're watching out for. So Pittsford over towards Hudson. Does not include the city of Hillsdale, but it is just south of Hillsdale. Okay, we're getting a lot of I don't usually cover Indiana, but I will take a look for you. I'm not going to know it like the back of my hand like I do Michigan, but I will take a look. I see a couple severe thunderstorm warnings down there, and that's it. Some broad rotation, it looks like, but that's it. Much bigger concerns up here. So we have been issued a severe thunderstorm warning in Portage again, as well as Kalamazoo. So if you know anyone in the area, especially anyone that was just impacted by the tornado, it is time to seek shelter again in Portage. And again, there is damage in Portage. There is most likely a tornado went through there. And I'm getting lots of pictures I will be sharing all over TikTok and other social medias here shortly. The FedEx building in Portage near the Kalamazoo airport has collapsed. So that is the FedEx Ground Distribution Center, a large building at the airport for freight, has collapsed in Portage and Kalamazoo from a tornado hitting it. This severe thunderstorm warning has a possible tornado with it, as you can see there. Otherwise, 60-mile-per-hour winds and 1-inch hail, that is radar indicated. And again, we're looking at velocity, but we can switch back over to reflectivity, and that's what's going through Kalamazoo right now. Still have the tornado warning in effect for Marshall, and again, Homer, it's time to probably go into our safe places again. Pittsford, it looks like the worst of it is right over you at the moment, getting towards Hudson as well. Hillsdale, you have a very heavy downpour coming on through, which is funny because there's nothing going on in Jonesville, and you guys are like, the twin cities there. So absolute torrential downpour in Hillsdale and nothing in Jonesville. And most likely seeing some hail form in Jackson, but I forgot I got to switch the radar site back over. We'll go to the Detroit radar site for this. Flint and Shiawassee County, we're just seeing regular thunderstorms there. And we still have those tornado warnings going on as well. With the, I know someone's asking about Leslie and Onondaga earlier. We're going to have some very heavy storms come through there. Leslie, I'm sure you're hearing some very loud thunder and lightning right now. Stockbridge, this will be headed your way as well. Stockbridge is another gorgeous city, beautiful downtown. Beautiful downtown. Well, it was showing up. Now we got White Oak. There it is. There's Stockbridge. So yeah, those heavier storms headed your way. You might be issued a severe thunderstorm warning for this. That would be for southern Ingham as well as Livingston County. Possibly. We'll see if that gets issued for you. And then, of course, up in Lansing, we still have the regular thunderstorms coming down. Torrential rain for sure. So that would be, Michigan State University, DeWitt. And then you can see over here, my former ABC 12 stomping grounds, we have a nice heavy downpour coming in. This is not zooming in very well at all. I'm so sorry. North of Flushing, getting towards Clio, New Lothrop. I don't even know. New Haven must be a township. That'll head towards Chesaning and Montrose soon as well. Man, this thing is struggling. We're going to keep a very close eye out, though, down to the south still for these storms coming through. So again, we still have that tornado warning for Marshall. We still have a tornado warning for Hillsdale County. This in Jackson County, though, is a severe thunderstorm with a severe thunderstorm warning, and that is for 70 mile per hour winds. Radar indicated 70 mile per hour potential winds there. And that's a considerable warning, means considerable damage is possible with with wind speeds that high. Sorry if my voice is starting to go a little bit. I think I've been live for about 2.5 hours now. So a lot of people asking about Indiana. Again, I just saw a couple severe thunderstorm warnings down there. That was it. Much worse situation up here so far. But I'll try and zoom out a little for you. We do have a tornado warning now on the south side of Fort Wayne. So most of Indianapolis is just regular thunderstorms. There's a warning on the southwest side of Indianapolis for a severe thunderstorm. There is a tornado warning on the south side of Fort Wayne. And I know I tell people I've been a lot of places. I was literally just through there for the eclipse. I went to Bern or Bernie or whatever it's called. Come on, zoom in. Man. So we'll zoom into Fort Wayne really quick. Then I'll go right back up to Michigan. I think my computer might be overheating. That is why we are going so slow right now. For some reason, these live streams really, really gobble it up. And yeah, so it looks like right along the Beltway Highway, is that 469? Not sure. Whatever the highway is that goes around Fort Wayne on the south side, right there. Okay, TikTok just had me verify. I thought I was a robot. And we'll see if there's a debris signature really quick. And we'll go back up into Michigan. Not seeing anything too crazy. This might just be, yeah, radar indicated tornado warning. Again, south side of Fort Wayne, moving over to the east. A lot of newer neighborhoods out there, at least from what I saw when I was driving through. A lot of growth out that way, I guess you could call it, in Fort Wayne. Okay, we're going back over to the Michigan side of things here now. Thanks for bearing with me, everyone. Okay. So we still have the severe thunderstorm warnings coming through again, coming through parts of Kalamazoo. The tornado warning for Hillsdale, as you just saw there, was allowed to expire. We're down to one lone tornado warning now for Calhoun County. That's probably going to expire here momentarily. Yeah, Hudson, Michigan, great place. I think some of these comments are a little old. I do apologize for that. Got some new technology going on here. Again, I'm really concerned about this heavy storm, severe thunderstorm moving over areas that were just hit by the tornado in Portage right now. If you know anyone in Portage, tell them to take cover now. I'm assuming they still get self-service, but I'm assuming there's a lot of power outages there as well. Thankfully, oops, we're on the wrong radar. We'll see if there's some rotation going on. I wish it would just automatically switch between radar sites. It's a feature right now that I would pay some good money for. We're zooming in. We're zooming in. Maybe a little bit of broad rotation, but not anything too concerning. We got that another little area of rotation over Homer moving, but that's not a huge deal right now. And again, just some really windy conditions over by Jackson, it looks like. The tornado warning has finally expired. We have no active tornado warnings in the state of Michigan for the first time in hours. We are in a good, much better place. Severe thunderstorm warning, though, still in effect for the southeast part of Calhoun County, Kalamazoo County, and all of Jackson County. Okay. Okay, so again, these are moving over to the east. What we have going on right now is a severe thunderstorm warning for Jackson. I'll pull up Flint. As you can see there, we just got some regular thunderstorms coming through. Ann Arbor and Detroit are being shown now. Saginaw's on there as well. So we're not seeing anything yet, nothing severe yet for anywhere aside from Jackson.